Hello, amazing people of the tube. LA is burning. It's not an accident. It's not by coincidence. It's not just people dropping the ball, allowing it to happen. It's deliberate, man. It's too many damn coincidences. Back in the day, we had a fire chief that used to set fires. All right, now he's in prison, or he was in prison, I'm not sure. But this guy set a bunch of large-scale fire, entire mountains burning, acres on acres. And the reason why was they weren't funding the fire department. So he felt he was doing what he had to force them to fund the fire department. And the reason why I'm saying that is not, for one, people do set fires. And two, this bitch that's the police chief now, the fire chief, she literally said she doesn't know where the water comes from. Who's responsible for the water? Who's responsible to know if there's water in fire hydrants? And she said, I defer, and maybe you guys should ask DWP. As if DWP catches on fire, I'm assuming they call the fire department, don't they? That's the level of corruption we are dealing with. An entire fire chief in LA that's saying, I don't know where the water comes from, who's responsible for the water, none of that shit. Let me tell you guys another secret about LA's fire department, all right? The amount of people that want to be a fireman is ridiculous. They have thousands upon thousands and thousands of applicants. They can literally put a standard of 6'5", 300-pound, muscular, at this intelligence, and they will still have a surplus of people trying to become firemen and not being able to. And what I'm trying to say by that is, it's almost impossible for women to become firemen. That's how many people are applying to become a fireman. Physically, you have to be this specimen of a human being as a woman to be able to be in the fire department. And yet there's a whole bunch of them. We got this dykey bitch as the chief. Short, chubby, short hair, can't think for shit. DEI hire. The only way those people got hired is if they said, hey, you know, when there's a fire and that 6'4" black dude and that 6'4" white dude and the 6'4" Hispanic dude, you know, when they come, well, we need to have a 4'11" bisexual tranny woman. Just, you know, for every 10, you guys gotta squeeze in one. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, from the insurance companies canceling 50-year-old policies just before the fire broke out, the perfect wind, right? What were they saying? It's a hurricane speed winds and shit. Out the blue, completely. It came out the blue, no wind whatsoever, at the perfect time, at the perfect place. And the minute people started blaming the people on top, the wind stopped. Look at the wind right now. There's absolutely no wind. This is what it was like hours before that hurricane speed winds kicked in. Right? Spreading the fire around. But you know what? Hollywood wasn't close to those areas. And the wind wasn't blowing at that time. How did Hollywood catch on fire? I grew up in Hollywood. Hollywood's home to me. I've literally lived all my life in Hollywood, and guess what? We've never had to evacuate, ever. Not for COVID, not for Rodney King, not for riots, not for earthquakes, ever. But then the Hollywood Hills catch on fire, and then, oh my God, we gotta evacuate Hollywood. The Hollywood Hills, it's not just mountains. Every single patch, every single foot of land, someone owns. It's expensive ass land. Every tree is planted, everything is maintained. If you try to light one of those trees on fire, it won't catch on fire because it's filled with so much water. Because it's literally watered multiple times a day. And that mountain caught on fire. Not just that, houses burned down. In all my time living in LA, man, we don't lose houses to fire. We don't lose half a city. Half of Pacific Palisades is gone. 50% of the structures are burned down, which means 90% of them are damaged, right? We lose more houses to rain in LA than we do to fires. Like when it rains for 3 days straight, that one time out of the year, and then there's like a mudslide, and there goes a house, right? Or 2-3 houses, right? If there's a big ass fire, of which I've seen multiple. I've been on the major freeway where the big ass mountain on your left is on fire, the big ass mountain on your right is on fire. I go home, look at the mountains, those mountains are on fire. When I drive into a different part of town to visit my friend, those mountains are also on fire, where every single mountain was on fire at the same fucking time. And we probably only lost like 2-3 houses to that fire. And 2 out of those 3, the owners said for insurance purposes. But this time around, nah, insurance canceled just before the fires. There was no water in the fire hydrants for the firemen to fight the fires with. Half a city burned down. Perfect winds. The perfect people in charge to fuck up in the perfect ways. LA City mayor wasn't in town and refused to come into town for the first few days. The fire chief, clueless, absolutely clueless. Her right-hand man or right-hand tranny woman, no, it's not a tranny, she was a dyke. They asked her, you know, what do you say when people say, hey, if there's a fire, and can you carry my husband out of a burning thing? And her answer, this was her literal answer. She said, my rebuttal to that question is, if I have to carry your husband out of a situation, then he got himself into a really stupid situation. Did you catch that? That's like saying, I'm a lifeguard. I can't believe, if I have to go save your life in the water, then well, you're the idiot that fucking went and drowned. I know I'm a police officer, but you're the idiot who went and got yourself raped. Why do I have to deal with it? Because you're a fireman. You're a fireman. You deal with fire. You got to carry people out sometimes. You guys could have hired like that 6'5", 300-pound muscular dude that could have carried 2 guys on each shoulder, tied rope around his waist, and dragged the 5th one from his dick. But no, we had firemen literally show up, their dick in one hand, the fire hose in the other, and there's no water. They're shooting blanks. How the fuck did that happen, man? I'm telling you, none of it is an accident, man. Even that wind, I don't think that wind was an accident at all, at all. This is the first time in LA fire history, in my lifetime of being in LA, where people are like, Dude, this isn't just some random fires that people are just starting. Like, something else is going on here. Majority of people in LA, that's what they're thinking and saying. There's something else going on here completely. We don't know what it is, but it's not just random fires, and it's not just randomly set fires. There's too many damn weird coincidences all over the place just before this new president comes in. And by the way, Pacific Palisades is like Beverly Hills on steroids, if you guys didn't know that. All right, those houses over there, man, you can't buy them. They're not for sale. They get passed down. They get passed down from family to family. You get what I'm saying? They're really coveted houses in a very coveted location. So those houses are never for sale. It's always been the owner. Like, that was dad's. They pass it down to you. You get what I'm saying? You can't buy into those neighborhoods. Those people had insurance policies for 50 years that got canceled. 50 years they were paying fire insurance that got canceled just before a fire. Not by them. That entire city. And then the city burns. Is that a coincidence? It's shameful, man. LA should be a world-class city. Instead of making this place better, they're making it worse every fucking year, man. Every fucking year. It's crazy, dude. Everything is DEI hires. How can we cater to the least important, most minuscule amount of people and neglect the large majority of people? Government's first function, all right, is to protect life, limb, and property. Government's second function is to create the infrastructure and allow the ability for businesses to thrive so that the people can then pursue happiness. Right? Like in the Constitution, you have the right to pursue happiness. Right? That's the second part of government's function. To allow people to thrive, to build the right circumstances, make the right connections as a nation. And they fucked up number 1 and number 2 rule. So, man, you guys, all you people who lost the houses in LA, man, all of it, sue these motherfuckers. You know? And it's not the individual fireman's fault or firewoman's fault. It's these people at the top, man. They're the DEI hires. They're the fuck-ups. These are the rats that are corrupt at the top, that are spreading their illness. They're all bought, they're all paid for, they're all bribed, they're all blackmailed, they're all rotten to the core. As soon as these fires got out of hand, Trump sent a single tweet. California mayor, you need to not retire. You need to what's the fucking word? When you turn your like you fucked up, you gotta quit, right? California mayor needs to retire. I forgot what the word is now. I don't know why. I'm just pissed about fucking LA burning for no fucking reason. I don't know. Some accountability. You know what I'm saying? Some accountability. Sue these people, man. Make them pay for everything. They're liable. It's their fault. They're doing it. They're the ones fucking everything up. You know? It's shameful, man. I'm telling you, there should be a world-class city. We should be building it better. Better than any other city. This is LA, man. There's only a handful of cities in the world that bear certain names and have certain importances. LA is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Why is a place like LA, a place like New York, a place like Washington in shitty situations? It shouldn't be that way. It literally should not be that way. It's shameful, man. I love this country, dude, and it's not supposed to be that way. It's fucked up. Just a few bad apples and they'll fuck up everything. I don't know. And yeah, the California mayor should resign. That's the word I was looking for. The LA mayor should resign. The fire chief should resign. Bitch literally didn't know where the water comes from to fight fires, and if there is water to fight fires. She literally said, no, I don't know. After, press some charges on these people, man. For fuck's sake. When you fuck up at work, you're held liable, right? You're fired. And if you created damage, oh yeah, you're up to get sued, right? Because they might sue you and the company. And in this case, they might sue the chief and the fire department, the mayor and the state. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's shameful. It's crazy. They let the fucking Hollywood sign burn. Imagine that. World famous Hollywood sign. Fuck it, let's let that shit burn. It's not like it's a world-known landmark that we need to ensure doesn't catch on fire. Even though we have fires, it could be the coldest month in recorded LA history, and there's gonna be a fire. It is what it is. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Solo Yolo Bolo. Deuces.